¿Qué ondas, primos?
Primas
y primes.
Welcome to
My Primos.
My Primos
Primo
Podcast. Welcome to the My Primos Podcast.
My name is Freddie.
My name is Kevin Garcia.
My name is Elia Maria Matriz.
My name is John Avina.
This is Chikume, whenever I can make it.
My Primos Podcast discusses all things fandom and pop culture.
From comic books,
Movies,
To whatever obsession we have this week.
But with a Latine
Malatine.
perspective. Remember, we're all primos.
We're all primes.
Primas,
Primos.
No matter what part of the world we're from. ¿Qué ondas, primos, primas, and primes? And welcome back to My Primos Podcast. I'm your primo, Freddie. With me tonight is my primo and yours, Mr. Avina, John Avina, Avina Comics. Say what's up, John.
What's up, John?
There it is, everybody. That voice we haven't heard in a minute. You've been gone for a minute, John. You know, after the Pope became Chicago Pope, you just fucking decided to take off and do your own thing. It's okay.
The whole city,
we'll
we
still
just
have you.
partied for a few weeks, and now we're calming down.
You're
Yeah,
allowed. Okay. Well, I'm glad the podcast gives you that time off, that good PTO, you know?
yeah.
And John, we have a special guest with us tonight returning. Primos, no lo asustamos. We didn't scare him off. We have Mr. Dan Bigfoot Knows Karate Price. Welcome back, Dan. Thanks for coming back on the show, man.
Thank you so much for having me on tonight, guys. It's good to see you both, and thank you for having me back. I am not scared. I am ready to continue the fight. Let's keep going.
Duke it out. But
Let's
yeah,
do it.
Dan's going to come chat with us about his current project, a Kickstarter. We have active primos that we got to go support. And of course, also talking about a little treat about homebrewed comics. When we mentioned that here, we see that in his tag there. So we'll be having a fun-filled show, talking about that, catching up. Primos, remember, business out of the way. Follow us, of course, at My Primos Podcast and visit myprimospodcast.com. That's where we have all our posts from all our socials, our shows, our YouTube channel. Could use some love, my primos. We need some of that. But let's move here along the line. Dan, tell us why you're here tonight. Tell us what we're here to promote. For those that don't know who you are, let's kind of talk about your project and what we're here about.
Sure. My name is Dan Price. I am the creator, co-writer, and artist on the comic Bigfoot Knows Karate. Bigfoot Knows Karate is the tale of a gentle yet deadly cryptid warrior being hunted by a nefarious cabal for mysterious reasons and forced to do battle with Cthulhu, or as we called him, Kung Fu Thulu, in the ultimate martial arts showdown. So think Godzilla versus Kong meets Kill Bill with a twist of X-Files, and that's just issue 1, man. We go further off the rails from there. What's worse, to be completely alone in the world where nobody knows you exist, or to be surrounded by enemies with a knife at your throat at every turn. And that's where we find our Bigfoot in issue 2. We have characters that, like Eskrid the Seer, who's Eskrid the Seer. He's a Mothman who's blind but can see through time and space. You've also got Asterion the Minotaur. There is what else? There's a Chupacabra with a shotgun in there that just kicks so much ass. I mean, there's so much good stuff. The Alicante, which is a Chilean cryptid, we have them in there as well, but they're made of electricity. The Electrocante, we pull from different creatures of lore and kaiju and cryptids and mythologies and get to bring it all together in this just awesome mix of Bigfoot doing karate, and it's just so cool. And there's just so many layers going on. It's like that lasagna that's this thick, you know what I mean? Of just so much stuff to work through. So I mean, that's Bigfoot Knows Karate, man. I just basically called it a lasagna. I don't know. That was the first time I've ever done
Martial arts lasagna.
Yeah.
That crust to crust, fucking delicious, man. It's fucking great.
Man.
That's the way to do it.
I'm hip.
That's it. Hey man, you know what? Like, no lie, it is fucking fun. I love the vibes of it. My son read it too, and he's an artist, and he's like, "Oh, this is fun." It reminds you of Primal a little bit. You know, the show that got big on there.
Yeah, man. I Primal. People saying that my art reminds them of Primal and of Samurai Jack.
I was gonna say Samurai Jack. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's both Genji Tartakovsky. I've learned so much about Genji Tartakovsky since I've started drawing this comic, because everybody comes to me at conventions and says, your work reminds me of Samurai Jack or Primal. So I made a deal with myself. When the book is done and the 5th book is finished, I'm going to sit my ass down and I'm going to watch Samurai Jack and I'm going to watch Primal, because I've never seen them. I don't know.
Oh, man.
The only
Samurai
thing
Jack
Yeah.
is gonna send you, man. It's good.
Well, I don't want to watch it because so many people have said stuff to me. I
Right.
don't want anything to bleed, so I'm staying away from it. But the only thing I really know of his was the original Clone Wars story that he did on Cartoon Network. That was the shit. I mean, that was
amazing.
Gorgeous. That was gorgeous.
I love the Kit Fisto going in the water to do the battling and stuff.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh my god, and the stuff that he did with Grievous, he made Grievous look awesome.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
instead of the oh, anybody got another stogie for me? You know, I mean, it was badass. I was completely impressed with it. So
I mean, I'm telling you my opinion. Samurai Jack's like a nostalgia thing for me, but
sure.
Primal is like the fucking title says it all, man. Like there's there's no dialogue.
Right.
That's what there's no dialogue. It fucking carries on the art and the action. Like you don't need to know what the fuck they're thinking. It's just happening on. Oh man, it's so good. You'll dig it. You'll dig it, man.
I look forward to it.
You'll dig it. You'll dig it. But we need to look forward to issue number 3.
Yeah.
Right. So the Kickstarter is active right now. And Primos, we need to go out there and search. What do we search for so we can find the Kickstarter?
Yeah, just you can go to BigfootKnowsKarate.com. You can go to homebrewedcomics.com, or you can just go type in Bigfoot Knows Karate into Kickstarter. I'm the only one. You know, you'll find it. It's there.
That's how I play that. Bigfoot Knows Karate. It's always like Dan Bigfoot Knows Karate Price. That's how I remember. But John, you saw his stuff recently. I mean, so much so that you backed his Kickstarter, right?
Immediately, yeah. So I'm a fan of puns for one. Like all my friends I'm a DM. So like when I do Dungeons and Dragons, I will find a pun for a character's name. And I love doing that. So like Bigfoot Loves Karate, I was like sold on the title alone. And then when I got to the Cthulhu, like the Kung Fu Cthulhu thing, I was like, this is so for me that it's insane. Like it's so hard for me because I write comics. So I've written a bunch of them. So I know how important like a title is. And a lot of times like I'll regret certain titles that I've picked. I won't say which ones, but like it happens. I'm like, that is so perfect and on the nose and like everything inside of it. Like you're talking about it earlier. I haven't read issue 2, but I'm like excited to do it, but I kind of want to wait now so I can read like the physical copies because I did that tier where you can get 1, 2, and 3 because I love holding it, but I'm so excited for it and I loved it. Like we were talking about the art style and everything. Like I didn't know that you were also the artist on it. Like I was just kind of like going through because I was reading it earlier. That's amazing because I can't draw to save my life. I'm just like a writer. So seeing someone that has such like a solid style, like you clearly have honed your whole book and the lines in it, like it's so perfect that I can't wait for the next issue.
Man,
like, I'm really pumped about it.
Yeah, no, myself and I have a co-writer, Casey Allen, and Casey's incredible writer and helped me take this weird, crazy idea and pull it all together. And he's brought so much to the book and it's great, and to be able to draw it has been so much fun. When I first got started in comics, I was drawing and then I picked up an artist and then I didn't draw a comic again till like 2018 or something like that when I did some work for Drew Edwards' Halloween Man. And then slowly started drawing again and then picking up, doing Bigfoot Knows Karate. It's so much fun. I mean, it really is. To draw this book is just so much fun. And, because there's just crazy characters and I love to color. So to color, the pages is like the best part for me because I get to see it all, like all the emotion really come together with the intensity of the illustrations, but you really get to bring that intensity, to a crescendo with, how you use the color in the scene.
Man, I envy you, man. I envy you because I'm like, John, I'm a writer and I have the idea when I have to literally break it down for the artist, it becomes so mathematical, like to the point where I'm like, you're losing the spirit of what I'm trying to paint for you,
Right.
But
well,
you
what's
can
gonna
actually
happen?
Boom, and make it happen.
Well,
you're gonna get to the point when you're writing where you're just like, you know what to do. Like,
Yeah.
just going through a window, you make
Yeah,
it
but you
fun.
gotta have the right artist, right? I mean, at this
Yeah.
point, like,
Once you develop that relationship with your artist writer, that relationship is built, then you can just say, okay, these are the plot points of the page. This is the dialogue. Go figure it out. You know what I mean? But like, still, like, I like it when, even when I'm writing for myself or when Casey's writing the thing, I like to have some sort of stage direction to work from. I may not follow it all the way. I'm sorry, but I may try to take a twist.
it's a suggestion, right?
Yeah, and Casey's generally pretty cool with me about doing stuff like that. I'm like, well, this is like 3 panels. I could do this in 2. You know what I mean? Or this is 2 panels. It would be better in 4. But as long as the beat stays right to the page, that's the most important thing, that we keep the beats and the page flips the way they need to be.
So working with the partner, I mean, have you been working with Casey since issue 1, or is this today jump?
Yeah. He came on needling me when it was just sketches on Instagram. What are you going to do with this? What are you going to do with this? You going to do something with this? Get your ass moving. Come on, dude. And he was originally going to just be an editor, just an editor. I mean, editors are so important. And I really, by the way, John, you made the comment, I'm just the writer. Oh, I hate that statement, man. Because it's like, no, dude, writers are so, I mean, I've been on the writer, I've been the artist, I've been the writer artist. And like, none of this shit would happen without a script.
Yeah.
Never forget that. And when especially at conventions, when they go, hey, did you draw this? No, I'm just the writer. Bullshit. I am the writer. I mean, you need to be like, wear a cape and shit. You know what I mean?
No one at cons, what it is, like, people will grab the comic and be like, oh, what? Like, they always compliment the art first, right? Because that's the first thing your eyes see.
Yeah.
And then they're like, did you draw this? Like, I could see how excited. And I'm like, no. And they're like, oh, you wrote it? And I was like, yeah.
Wow.
Come back, and then they've read it. They're like, "Oh no, he wrote it. Like, it's cool.
I like it. Like, now I like it.
He wrote it. Okay, I like him now."
That's some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I get you.
yeah.
I get you.
But then you were in Dallas. Am I talking about cons? You were at Fan Fest this past weekend.
Yeah, Fan Expo. Yeah.
Fan Expo. Excuse me, Fan Expo. Because I bring it up not only that because it's relevant because you were there. Because I got sick, man. I got sick last week. I don't know what the fuck happened. It's so bad to like, I felt something, and when you feel it in your teeth, that's like, I'm like, oh shit, my teeth feel weird. Like they shouldn't feel like this. So I was like, fuck, I gotta reschedule. And then like a day later, my wife got it. And then after that, like we're like, no, recovering. So that weekend, we were gonna, we're finally feeling better. Like, let's head out to Dallas, right? Like, that's like, okay, let's just go. We'll try to get out there, get into the hall, whatever we can do, And so on the way there, because John just came, hey man, everything cool? How you been? And I go, dude. He goes, yeah. So I went to Dallas. As soon as I go to Dallas, crazy busy. Everybody's in town. My car went up a hill, and I started hearing like, that old trick we used to do as kids, where you would put like a baseball card in your bicycle spokes. And it would sound like a motorcycle, like. So I would hit the gas, and the fucking car was just like lazy. It wouldn't go. It wouldn't like move. I'm like, like, what the fuck? Like, what's going on here? I'm like, my wife's like, what's that sound? I'm like, I don't know, but I'm on the fucking freeway. Let me get off this thing. I get off where Clyde Warren Park is, like almost downtown, like right in like the middle of all that stuff. And we're pulling up, and it's a lot of hills in that area. When I got up the hill, that thing went and turned off on me in the hill. I had a light, thankfully, because I was like, no. And then my wife's like, oh shit, like, are we gonna have to push this fucking car out of in the middle of this busy ass highway? It's like they built a park on top of an overpass. Like, that's what they did. Like, it's insane. But luckily the car turned on. I was able to like limp off to the side of the road, and for the next 3.5, 4 hours, wait for a tow truck to take me back. Charge me down near. My insurance is like, oh yeah, you're too far from the range of your shop. Yeah, because they're like, hey, if it's 15 miles from your home or the next shop, we don't charge you because it's part of your policy. It's going to be an additional like $160, $150. Then the Uber, we don't have room for you and your family, so I got to get an Uber from Dallas to Fort Worth, which is like, if Elia says, another part of the world. Sure. And we're starving, and then my wife's like, can you stop at In-N-Out? Like, I can just tell this dude to drop me off here. I can't. Dude, like sitting in the sun, it was hot that weekend.
Sure.
You were indoors, but it was hot. And so that was my weekend pretty much. And what's shitty is that that's my other car, and my wife uses that car for work, and her birthday was like 2 days later. So it's just kind of shitty that happened. You know, her car took a shit.
Yeah.
So then I go to the mechanic, and the mechanic's a good guy. I trust him. He's a Russian dude, so he's very direct. People think he's mean, but I just love it. He's like, no, it's dead. And I go like, what? He's like, it's dead. There's no saving it. And I go like, what are you talking about? He goes, I don't know why this fucking engine is like almost $6,000. It's a Kia. It shouldn't be that expensive. And I'm like, are you kidding? What happened? He goes, the crankshaft is broken, and this is busted, and that is busted. He goes, the timing chain is not even the issue. And long story short, the car's dead. So that was my fan expo weekend. How was yours, Dan?
It was better than yours. I'm sorry. That sucks to say, man. Like, I'm sorry that you did not make it, dude. I would have loved to have gotten to meet you face to face.
Yeah, that was my plan. You know what? I'm gonna make it up to him. I'm gonna buy a print. Go see what he's doing.
Nah, dude, I would have hooked you up too. But we'll see. We'll cross paths again. I assure you.
Dude, we're in Texas. We'll eventually fucking run into each other.
We're gonna come down to Central Texas Comic Con or Greater Austin.
When is that?
Greater Austin Comic Con, June 20th and 21st. No, July 20th and 21st.
Oh, July? July's doable. July's doable.
Man,
I may come down and see Kevin too.
It's a really good one.
Cool.
Yeah, that one's a lot of fun. Fan Expo was good. It was my very first Fan Expo. I've never done it before. This is the year of doing conventions I normally don't do. So I did South Texas. Kevin was down there for that one. That was great hanging out with him. We had dinner one night and breakfast tacos the next day. Cause he showed me a good place down the street. And in fact, I ended up going there every morning for breakfast after that because it was damn good.
Yeah, I wish I had friends I could do like adult sleepovers with, like Kevin.
Adult sleepovers.
I mean, you had late dinner, you had a great tacos in the morning.
No, it wasn't quite like that. We had separate domiciles. Sorry, Kevin, not trying to get you busted with the lady friend either. So anyway, So yeah, we did that, and that convention was fun. Fan Expo was a good time. I've got a bunch of good shows lined up this year. I'm going to be at Eastern Rim Comic Con, which is down over in South Houston area, Baytown area. I'm going to try that one out. But Fan Expo was fun. Definitely a pop con for sure. Yeah, very much a pop con. I'd never done it before. I'd heard mixed bag about it, but I knew what I was walking in the door with. But sold a lot of comics, had a really, really great time with that. Met a lot of good folks, got to meet. I started up this company. Chris Saloff and Drew Lenhart started up this company, Homebrewed Comics. Myself and Dennis Valencia joined up with them. We're doing, we're publishing our own books. They're going to be hitting distribution, hitting comic book stores in October. So that's really cool. And so I got to meet some people who were tied into the same distribution company while I was there. So that was really nice to connect with some folks of that. It's just a lot of craziness going on between the Kickstarter and Homebrewed Comics and distribution and all the conventions. And it's like, and my wife's like, you still here? I'm like, yeah, I promise I'm going to get off, out from under my desk at some point. I promise you. But yeah, it's wild, man. Fan Expo was big too. It's a big convention. But I don't think any bigger than like a Comic Palooza or something like that. Have you been out to Comic Palooza before?
Yeah, I've been to Comic Palooza before.
Yeah, Comic Palooza is a good one. And then there's a new one in Houston this year, or not new one. They did it last year, but Bedrock City Comic Con in
I don't know about that
October.
one.
Yeah. So Bedrock City is the largest comic book chain in Houston. They have 6 locations in the city. And so they started to do their own Comic-Con last year. I think they had Jim Lee there last year, if I remember rightly. But they don't screw around. So they're doing so I'm skipping Comic Palooza this year in lieu of Bedrock City and checking that one out. And the guys at Bedrock are amazing. I've actually done a signing at their main store in Westheimer. So and I've done their Bad Astronaut shows before. So this will be a lot of fun checking that out as well. Yeah.
That's cool. So
Yeah,
Homebrew Comics, right? Talk to me about that. Like, what is that? What kind of you guys publishing? Like, can you
Yeah.
mention anything about what you got in the works for Homebrewed?
It's 4 indie creators, myself, Chris Saloff from the book Crit, Drew Lenhart from Caspian Porter, and then Dennis Valencia from Celestial Knight. We all knew each other from Instagram. That's how we met. The guys are one's in North Carolina, another in South Carolina, and the other one's in Indiana. And so we all met over Instagram. The three of them used to be a part of the same collective that, they were, working as a, kind of as a unit, helping each other out, collective. They were doing that whole thing. And I had been self-publishing with lesser known comics, just kind of bumbling around, doing my thing and working with Casey. And so Chris and I started talking about, what they were planning and, the idea of getting comics into stores and, working, using our skill sets as a team rather than, trying to do it all alone. I have a marketing and graphic design background, so I come in with that side. Drew has, the tech side of things. He's, running the websites, the newsletters, handling digital distribution. Chris is handling physical distribution, the printers, shows, things like that. So we're all bringing different skills to the table. And so we're stronger as a unit than we are, individually.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So it's really been a good, good kind of, combining of skill sets and that sort of thing. Plus, they're just hardworking dudes. They really are. They really want this. Everybody in the team really wants this. And so going after distribution, we hooked up with Filbo Distribution. And so the catalogs go out in July, and we'll have, hopefully we'll have good orders, and they'll be hitting the stores in October. And, Bigfoot Knows Karate, Crit, Caspian Porter, Celestial Knight in stores, along with, and what's cool is our distribution company that we're working with, they picked up some great, it's a new distribution company. They picked up like Antarctic Press and Zenoscope.
Oh, okay.
And Crusade Comics, the guy who does they're doing all of that. So some pretty cool, publishers are coming on board with them too. So hopefully we'll make a big splash there. But Homebrewed, we're really focused in on getting these first few books out there into the universe and, seeing what comes, taking our bumps and lumps and, learning and hopefully selling some books and getting it out there, so it's pretty exciting stuff. That's for sure.
No, man, it's good to hear, especially that you're able to branch out beyond just focusing on a solo thing. It's your book, your deal, but having that community behind you, right?
Yeah, it's like, we're all taking ownership of each other's books, everybody who has a success, it's a team success. And if we have a failure, it's a team failure. We're all there to help each other. There's three of us who can letter comics, so we can all help each other out there. There's, everybody's a writer, everybody has, different skill sets that we can help each other out with from the creative side, but also really from the administrative side and all of that. I mean, Chris is, an accountant, a tax man for a living, so he's got that side of the business figured out.
Great guy to have on board, man.
Oh, absolutely, man. Like with me, like I have like a long relationship with printers, and we all have like different expertises and just different contacts that we're bringing into the fold, and just trying to help better what we're trying to do. It's pretty exciting. I mean, I never thought that I would get into this side of the business. Hello, dog. I see you.
So Dan, tell us a little bit, what else can we expect from Homebrewed Comics or something that everybody should kind of keep an eye out for?
Okay, so on the Kickstarters right now, we've got Crit just finished up their Kickstarter for issue 8. Currently, we have 7 days left on Bigfoot Knows Karate Chapter 3, which this will come out a few days later from now, but you'll have a few days left to back that. And then on June 21st, we have Caspian Porter or Celestial Knight versus Caspian Porter one-shot. Okay, on all three campaigns, and since Crit's already done, you can back Crit on my campaign right now. On all three campaigns, if you bought Crit 8, bought Chapter 3 of Bigfoot Knows Karate, and then the Celestial Knight Caspian Porter one-shot, you get coupons, okay? Just like they did on Image Comics back in the day. They did the Image Comics 0, where you had to collect the coupons and then you could get the book. Well, if you get back all 3 books, you get the coupons, and each one of them has a 3-digit code on there. You take all 3 coupons, you put the 9 digits in on our website, and you can purchase a copy of Homebrewed Zero. Homebrewed Zero is going to be a 30 to 36 page, I can't remember which one, a comic of original content featuring Bigfoot Knows Karate, Crit, Caspian Porter, Celestial Knight, and another story by a friend of ours named Mo Lubason. It's going to be on a holofoil cover by Luis Thomas. We're not screwing around here. This is going to be one hell of a rarity exclusive book to find. And like I said, it's all original content. So you got to back the books in order to get the coupons, to go to the website, to get the book that lived in a hole that, mom built, or one of those weird songs that, I don't know. Anyway, so so it's cool, man. Because I really loved that concept when I was a kid. Collect all the coupons, you get the limited book. And what was funny is Image, they had Shaft and Spawn on the cover, and none of those characters were actually in the book. So we're gonna deliver what's on the cover. It's gonna show up in there. You're gonna get the characters you're expecting. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So that's something to look forward to. So back the Homebrewed Zero catch-up tier on my campaign. It's $20. You get Crit number 8, you get Bigfoot number 3, and you get the
That's
2
really
coupons
cool for
to go
$20.
with it.
Damn, man, that's really
For
good.
those 2 books, yeah, man. Well, yeah, no, regular editions for Bigfoot are only $10 on the physical book is only $10 on the campaign. Digital comics are only $4. In fact, on the campaign, we have a digital catch-up tier. It's 4 books for $15, man. That's a really good deal. So, look, indie comics are not cheap to make. I get it, and we don't want to. Look, there's a lot of campaigns out there. They got a 22-page book and they charge $15 for it, and that's a lot. You know what I mean? And I get it because I understand the pain points of trying to make a profit. Totally understand. This book, chapter 3 of Bigfoot Knows Karate, it's 38 pages, full color, $10. Okay, $10 for that book. If you want to spend more, we'll let you, because you can get the deluxe editions. We do deluxe editions of all of our comics. This time around, we have a deluxe edition of with a cover by Adam Caswell. It's a Virgin variant, as well as one by Ghost Hausa that his cover that's limited to 200 units on that one. And those books are going to be they have the 38-page story plus special features on DVDs. We got extras for you. And in those extras, we've got, you click on a QR code in the back and it takes you to our director's commentary video track.
Yes.
So
yes.
Yeah.
No bullshit. I was like, tell me it's a director's commentary. You might as well.
Oh, yeah. We've done it in every book so far. We do that in our deluxe editions. You click on the QR code, it takes you to a YouTube video where the talking heads just go.
They're fun, man.
Yeah, man, it's cool. And then we've received over 250 pieces of fan art for the comic. So we always put in a really killer, dope fucking gallery in the back. This time around, a lot of the artwork is going to be brought in from the guys at Odd Contenders, which the Odd Contenders are a drawing group on Instagram. Man, awesome dudes. So Hector, Noel, Mez, all you cats, Chauncey, all you dudes, thank you so much. I know I missed a bunch of Alejandro. All you guys, thank you so much for doing all you guys have done for Bigfoot Knows Karate by providing the artwork for this. So really happy to have them on board this go around. And then if you really want to spend some money, go check out the holofoil cover, because we have it's $35. You get the holofoil as well as a regular edition in that tier. So you can have the holofoil cover by Luis Thomas, as well as the reader copy regular edition with the cover by me. So there's some cool stuff there. And if you really want to get really crazy.
Wow, how crazy can we get, Dan?
We can get this crazy. You can get the Bigfoot Knows Karate Fiend Club World Championship. Okay.
That's cool.
So you can get, I saw your belt back there, John. It's badass. So yeah, you can get the Bigfoot Knows Karate Fiend Club World Championship. I will, it's for $450. You can get the belt, all the covers signed, and throw in some extra goodies in there for you too. We've actually
there you go, big baller and primos.
What's that?
All the big balling primos can go ahead and do that one.
Absolutely, yeah. No, So there's 5 of it. There were 5 allowed. We've got 4 left. We already sold 1. So get in on it. There's a week to go.
That's cool.
That's cool. That's really
Yeah,
cool.
man. So that's what's going on in the Kickstarter. But yeah, check out, back the book, get the coupons, get yourself a homebrewed 0. So for sure.
Homebrewed 0. I love it. Primo, let's go support. Remember, just look Kickstarter, look out for Bigfoot Knows Karate, and of course, Homebrewed 0. I'm excited, man. You sold me. Trust me. This is fucking like, it's a lot for me to look at and go, okay, I'm down. I'll invest. Nice. But Johnny, we're winding down here at the end of the show. We usually ask, especially when we have creators on, we ask them, hey, you know what? We love our books, we love our indie books, but we're all comic book fans, right? We've all grown up on something, right? And we usually try to throw it out there. It's a curveball sometimes, but if you could get your hands on any established like comic book franchise, let's say, that's running now or in the past even, what would it be? And would you have any rough pitches for it right now?
Okay, so generally no, but for a comic, no. But I do have one thing that I would love to do, and since it's owned by Disney,
do it. Be whatever, man. If you have comics, what is it?
It's owned by Disney. I think I could get my hands on it. I could get a comic out of it. So you probably won't remember this. You guys are probably too young. Back in the day, there was a movie called Condor Man that Disney put out. Are y'all familiar with it?
No, Condor Man. I gotta Google it now.
Google this. It's called Condor Man, and Condor Man was about a comic book writer, an artist who made these comics, but he would only do what he could do in real life. And he built these wings that he could fly with the wings, and he would do this.
Whoa,
shit.
I see it.
He flew off the Eiffel Tower and stuff. Anyway, so he, so in the story, his friend who's CIA asks him to go deliver some papers to some Russian agent, and he gets caught up in this whole defection of a Russian agent. And the whole deal is he'll only do it if they'll hook him up with all the Condor Man stuff. And he makes this whole. He has like a car that turns into a boat, and all sorts of crazy
Look at
shit.
that. There's Condor Man.
So cool.
It's Condor Man, okay? And it's got a good cast, and the music is awesome, and it was just this crazy movie. All right, so Disney, it's a Disney property. I would love to write, not draw, but write a 3-issue mini of Condor Man, okay, that picks right up where they end at the end, because it's like spies and CIA, and it's all kind of cloak and dagger
stuff, right? That's crazy.
And so, but he poses as this agent, you know what I mean? He's Condor Man, vulture of the Western world. It's a goofy movie, but it's really good in its way. And I mean, shit, I own it on Amazon. Like every once in a while, I'll put that shit on while I'm working. And it's so. What would the pitch be, though? I mean, the first one was all about the defection of this Russian agent named the Bear. Her real name's Natalia. Oh, and by the way, because it's about a comic book artist, okay, all the artwork in the comic was drawn by John Romita Sr. Okay, so you can find some. I think it was it John Buscema or was it John Romita? No, it may have been.
It's like a Kevin Garcia conversation, man, because he's all about this stuff.
It may have been John Buscema. It was either Buscema or Romita. I can't remember which one did the artwork in it. But when you see it, you'll know. You'll be like, oh, that's gorgeous. I think it was Buscema. But anyway, so I would totally do something that because at the end of the movie, they're at the LA Dodgers game watching a game, and then the CIA guy up in the Goodyear blimp calls up his buddy and says, "Hey, we're going." And he takes out a pack of cigarettes that has like an antenna on it because it's 1980s. He's
nice.
Like, "Got it, Chief." Yeah. Puts it down. He goes, "Hey guys, have you ever been to?" And he whispers in their ear, and the Russian agent and Condor Man look at each other and go, "Hey." So you got to pick up right from there. You know what I mean? And so that's what I would do. I don't know what it would be yet, but I'd pick up right from.
But that's cool. And that's cool, man. I mean, I fucking love it. It's a vibe. It's really funny, but campy, and it's also especially a nostalgia thing all the way, right? I mean, for those that know, right? For those that know, and it's cool that we'd be reintroduced to this character because I had no clue who this is.
As far as I know, there's only been one mention of him in Marvel since since Disney bought Marvel. Somebody somewhere sent me a panel where somebody said, "Well, yeah, well, Condor Man wouldn't do that," or something. Like one of the characters said that to somebody
Imagine
else.
we just see a random Condor Man in the next few years. That'd be some shit, man.
Yeah, no, that's the only thing I'd ever be interested in. I mean, I know some people have their eyes set on Batman or Spider-Man or something like that. I'm indie, dude. Like I am. I say that with, as much as an obnoxious punk rock kid inside me, I'm indie, man, but it's like ever since when Image formed in the 90s, it's like if I was going to make comics, I wanted to make my comics. That's what's exciting to me. That's what's interesting to me. And I won't begrudge anybody who wants to go work for Marvel, DC, whatever. That's cool, dude. Go do your thing. But if they said, Dan, would you write Fantastic Four? I love Fantastic Four, but the problem is I don't keep up with any of it. You know what I mean?
And fucking be able to keep rolling with it.
I wouldn't know any of it. I wouldn't know anything to talk about. I've been so far removed from mainstream comics for so many years now that I know who Batman is, but I don't know anything about him. That absolute Batman looks dope, but I don't know anything about it. You know what I mean? And it would have to be one of those situations where, okay, guys, let's just retcon the whole thing and start over because I don't know.
That's what I think. That's where I'd go too, man. Yeah. I think I'd jump if I got my hands on something established like that. I'd have to change the rules. Superman. I forget who wrote it. Who wrote I don't know if you read Superman, American Alien. Superman gets drunk because he's a teenager and he's growing up in Kansas, so he fucking goes and drinks in the fucking woods and shit. So, but that Superman got drunk. I love that idea that he was susceptible to certain things and a teenager and fuck up. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So I love that vibe. So for me, I think I'd go that route too if I ever got my hands on something big. But we like our books. We like our indies. That's why we're here to support indie creators, right? Homebrewed Comics. Mr. Dan Price at Dan Omyte, DANOMYTE 139. Dan Omyte. And we'll have everything, of course, here, guys, on our socials. John, is there anything you want to promote? Anything coming up that people can look out for?
For me, nothing new right now. Lucha Forever 3 is going to be coming out in the next month, I think. By the end of June, we'll have number 3, and then Familiar Dungeons 3. So 2 books. We got 2 books coming out.
There you go. Awesome. You never stop. John, how many books do you have out?
46.
Yes. Yeah. Look at that. Awesome. 46 books.
Awesome. I'm trying, man. I'm trying to make something.
You're doing great, dude.
I'm working on it.
Dude, he's just a writer. He's just a writer.
Dude, no. Maybe shit, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah.
No,
I'm working on the distribution route too right now. It's a little bit of a headache, but we're figuring it out.
Yeah, man.
I'm not a team of one, so it's
Well, I got your follow. I followed you back on Instagram. So yeah,
very cool.
Trade notes and shit.
Yeah. Perfect.
There you go, man. Primos helping primos, right? That's what we're all about. Everybody helping each other out, man. I love that. That's why we have to support each other. Like you said, man, look, at the end of the day, what happens with indie music, right? Indie music, they say that if you don't have that following, you're not going to be able to eat. So let's be real here. Hey, we love indie music. Let's support them because everybody's got to eat. But we love indie creators as well. Primos, go out there and support because we need more of this out in the mainstream. We talked about 2 instances of something that we emoted from your book, man. There's nothing else out there like it. Bigfoot Knows Karate. I mean, look, we compared it to Samurai Jack, amazing, and Primal, another fucking amazing book. So trust me, you're in good company. So Primos, go check out Dan's work. Go check out the Kickstarter live right now. It's the last week. Get your goods. He already sold you on it. It's already done. Go do it. Go do it now. But Primos, I want to just thank everybody for watching, for listening. And remember, Primos, follow us at My Primos Podcast. Check out Avinia Comics and, again, Homebrewed Comics. Take care of each other, Primos. And remember, no matter where you're from, we're all Primos. Adios.